In last lecture, we discussed a small program in a C++ that is to display a message. To write any program in a C++, as I told you, first you require to load necessary header files. So because we have used only the command cout, so we have loaded the library. With library we have loaded IO stream .h. Okay, this library we have loaded. There are two commands whose prototype is associated with iostream.h, that is cin. If I wish to do any inputs through the keyboard, and cout to display any message into the monitor screen. Both cin and cout in a small letters. As I told you that the keywords are always in the small letters. So cin and cout both are the keywords, and they are also the command which are associated with the library iostream.h. Then second step, you have to write any program. You have to write all the statements in the main function. So main function. Write your all statements within main function. And main has the type, whether the type is void or it is purely a main. Okay. So main is a keyword, and when I am saying that it is a function, so it is associated with the parenthesis. Then beginning of the program of the main function, that is from the curly braces. Then you have to write a message which you wish to display okay. So uh, we have we wish to display the message welcome to Department of Statistics. Okay, if I wish to display this message, then anything is written under the double quote or the enclosed between the double quotes, they are said to be a string constant. So this is nothing but my string constant. There are three types of the constants, as I discussed with you. It is a numeric constant, character constant, and string constant. So if I wish to display the message, that means I wish to go for the output. So I have to use the command cout, and I have to write this message in double quote, welcome to Department of Statistics. Okay, and then I have just written the endl. Endl is nothing but it is a carriage return, and because this is a simple statement, it is terminated by the semicolon. And then I have used the get ch command. What is the use of that? It is to retain output screen. Okay, and the prototype associated with that, it is nothing but the conio.h. So I have to add one more library here, that is the conio.h. Okay, and then last end of main function. How will you do the end of main function? It is by the curly braces. Okay, and then last, what is the next? You will compile your program file. That means whatever the file you have, program file you have prepared, that you are trying to submit to the compiler. And for the compilation of the file, the command is alter F9. And if there is no error, if there are errors, you have to rectify the errors, and then again you have to submit the program to the compiler. Compiler will assess all the subroutines which you have written, and then if there is no error, you will run the program. And when you run the program, the shortcut key is a control plus F9, and then it will display the output. So these are the basic steps to write any program to display the message. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In between, if you have any query, you have to ask. Okay, so that we can also discuss. So that program I have wrote, I will show you again. So as I told you that you have to use to run any program in the C++ file, you have to use the Turbo C++. There is application, you can see that in my desktop there is a Turbo C++. When you double click on that, it will open a file. Okay, so it has this window. I will also share this application to all of you. So if somebody has the laptop, they can easily install. It's very simple to install. Okay, so I will also share that. So as I told you that whenever you're writing any program in a C++, it is advisable, if you wish to be a good programmer, it is advisable that you always use the keyboard rather than the mouse. If you have a good hands over the keyboards, of course you can be a good programmer. And if there is a mistakes, you should not be in the fear that I have a mistake. You can just rectify, and quickly you can change the program, provided if you have a good hands on a keyboard. So if I wish to open the new file, you can see that there is a menu like file menu, edit menu, search menu, run, compile, etc. That you can see that. Okay, and each letter is nothing but the red. So suppose if I wish to open the file menu, I have to press the Alter key and F, it will open the file menu. Similarly, if I wish to open the edit menu, the shortcut key is press Alter plus E. Plus press करने की जरूरत नहीं है, just you have to Alter and E. If I wish to go for the compile, Alter C. If I wish to go for the run, Alter R. Okay, and then you have to select the specific function. So let us, I wish to open the new file. How to open the new file? Alter F, it will open the file menu, and again you can see that in a new, N is of a red color. That means you just press the N, it will open a new file. I told you that in a C++, the extension of any C++ program file is a .cpp. Okay, so you can say that by default the file name is a no name cpp, but you can change the file name. Let us say I wish to change the file name. Let us say F2 stands for the save. So I wish to save the file name message.cpp. By default, it will store into your C drive, there is a folder tc in which there is a folder bin. When you open this folder, you will observe this file message.cpp in your tc bin folder. So now you can see that the file name is changed. It is a message.cpp. As I told you that to write a comment in a C++, you just use two slash. Okay. And here, what is my program? So my program is that I wish to write a program display message. Now I told you that whenever you wish to write a program, it always begin with the header file, and to load the library, we have to use the preprocessor name include, and it start with the hash sign hash include. So hash include is nothing but it is a preprocessor. It can help you to load the library into the program file where you are working. Then you have to, because in a header file, always write between the angular brackets. So you have to start the beginning of angular brackets. What is the file header file name? It is iostream.h. Then you have to simply enter. There should not be any space between the hash and include. There should not be any space between the hash include and the angular brackets. Okay, so no space is allowed in this particular line. Then another header file are associated with the get ch command and the clr.scr is conio.h. What is the use of clr.scr?
To
Clear
clear the
screen.
screen.
Very good. So to clear the screen, we will use the command clr.scr. And when I'm using the any command, of course, it is associated with the or any function. clr.scr is a function. It is associated with the parenthesis. And what is the prototype associated with to the clr.scr? It is a conio.h. Now I told you that once your header file is included, your next task is to start a main function, because I don't want to return any value. So I have given the type void. If I am wish to use the return statement, then I have to give the something else. So that we will come when we come to the detail of statement, return statement. Beginning of the program. Align, see, in a C++ or in any programming language, you should write a program in a such a way, or you can say that the alignment of the program in a such a way that you can easily identify the errors, if any. Okay. So that is how I am using the tab key. We know that there is a tab key in our keyboard. Just when you press the tab, it will take by default 8 character space. And then I will type here CLR SCR. It is purely a command function whose use is to clear the screen. And because it is a statement, so it is terminated by the semicolon. If you forget semicolon, your compiler will give the errors. And because I wish to display the message, command name is a cout. And because whatever the message I wish to display, it is a string characters or the string constant, so which should be enclosed into the double quote. So message I wish to display is welcome to Department of Statistics, Sardar Patel University. So this is the message we have printed. See, if you write anything garbage in a double quote, it will display the same. Whatever you write, so we have to be very careful while writing into the enclosing into the double quote, because whatever you are writing, it will printed on your machine or it will display on your monitor. Then, because my job is done, I wish to see that output
Excuse
is
me, sir.
yes.
It is compulsory to write NL.
Not necessary. If you have a more than one line, then you should write endl. Otherwise, what
Okay.
happen? if I have not given the clear screen command and if I have not given the endl, what happen? It will write in the same line. Welcome to Department of
Okay.
Statistics, Sardar Patel University. Again, you will run. It is giving the second message, but it is in the same line. So endl
Okay.
is useful to get the carriage written. That means first message in the first line. Second time whenever you run, it will display in the second line. Okay.
Okay.
That means it is a new line. In C, somebody has used the slash n. So slash n is same as the endl. And now it is the end of program. So you have to keep habit of pressing F2. F2 stands for the saving your program. Okay, I'm just giving F2. It is asking that would you like to override this program? Y stands for the yes. So yes. Alter F9 for compilation. It is saying that there are no errors, there are no warnings. Then press enter. Then again control F9. It will display the message, welcome to Department of Statistics, Sardar Patel University. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will go back to the another program, that is the use of arithmetic operators. Use of arithmetic operator. So there are 5 arithmetic operators are there: addition, subtraction, then division,
Multiplication, division,
then multiplication, and then
Modulo division.
modulo operator. Okay. So this is nothing but the addition. This is for the subtraction. This is for the division. This is for the multiplication. And this is for modulo. Modulo means it is a integer division, and whatever the reminders are there, that will be stored. Okay. So while writing in a program in a computer, the compilers usually has the following rules. Compiler has the compiler follows following precedence rule. Precedence rules means it is a rule of execution. So usually if you follow the people have studied the board mass, I am saying it is a bed mass rule. Bed means B means bracket. E means any exponent, x square, power function, anything. D means division. M means multiplication. A means addition. And S for subtraction. If you follow this rule, you will not never get any mistakes in the programming. So whenever there is a need, use the bracket. That means whenever the syntax or in the program, wherever the bracket is observed, compiler will first execute the bracket. Then any exponent function, power function, x square, x cube, e raised to x, something like that. And after execution of the bracket and exponent function, it will execute the division of two variables. then multiplication, then addition, and then subtraction. So lowest precedence is a subtraction and highest precedence of execution is a bracket operator. So we have to be very careful while using this. Okay, so I will show you what are the basic steps to write. First step is load the header file. So which header file is needed? Because I wish to supply some input and display the output. The first header file is iostream.h. Second, because I wish to use the clr command and get ch command onio.h. So right now I require only two header files which required to perform the arithmetic operation. Okay, suppose arithmetic operations we wish to perform like z1 is equal to x plus y, z2 equal to x minus y,
हेलो
z3 equal to yes,
सर ज्वाइन नहीं हो रहे कुछ लोग हेलो
yes. मैंने तो ऑटोमेटिक ज्वाइन रखा है, मैं किसी को मना नहीं कर रहा हूँ, उनका इंटरनेट का इश्यू होगा. z4 is equal to x by y and z5 is equal to, let us say, x modulo y, okay. Something like that. Let me see, because I am not denying anyone. Ask everyone, yes, admit. Anybody else problem for admission? Anyone else? Ask them to try again. So what happened? I will start sharp at 1:30. So everyone has to be there. Yes, now the people are slowly and gradually joining. Yes, 28 people are there. Okay, so now I think there should not be an issue. Is that clear? Okay. Second, because I am interested to calculate this x plus y, x minus y, x into y, x by y. That means I have to first declare the variable. So the declaration of the variable is a, or second step is, let us say, main begin of or introduction of a main function. That means let us say I am adding void main. Then third is a beginning of program or the main function by using the left braces. Fourth, clear screen. So command name is a clr. Fifth is introduction of, introduction की जगह पे we will say the declaration of variable. Declaration of variables. Usually variables are, as I say, that there are three types of the constant. Okay, the constant are classified into the three part. One is numeric constant. Second is string. And third one is a character. Okay, string constant means anything is enclosed into the double quotation. It is called string constant. And character constant is anything enclosed into the single quote. It's said to be a character constant. But the keyword is required to declare the character constant is char. Char is a keyword used to declare the variable as a character. Numeric constant is mainly classified into the integer constant and floating point constant. Integer means it is taking the integer value. It is taking whole numbers, and the keyword is required to declare is an integer. And floating point number, it is a fractional value. It is a combination of the some numbers and the e means it is useful for the 10 power. So the keyword is required is a float. We will see in theory detail about that. Don't worry about it. So here just because here my x and y, I don't know whether it is a float or integer. It may be a integer value, it may be a fractional value, we don't know. Okay, so I have to declare them as a, if I'm not sure what is the input, so I have to declare by default them as a float, because if it is the integer, if you have declared the integer and if you are supplying the float, it will consider the lowest integer value. So make sure that you should declare the variables as a float. And because you are calculating it is a float, so we know that sum of two fractional value, or it is also a float. Subtraction of two fraction is also a float. Then integer of a multiplication of two float is float, and division of two float is also a float. But while calculating the modulo operator, it must be that x and y both are integer in nature, otherwise it will give the errors. We will see in the program so that you can have more idea. After declaring the variables, let us say I am declaring the variable. Initially I am declaring integer, so let us say x and y. So x and y, comma is used as a comma operator. Here it is meaning that both x and y are of integer type. Then because I wish to calculate their output, I can calculate their output. Let us say output of z1, it is addition of two integer is integer. Z2, multiplication of two integer is also an integer. Z3, let us say division, and let us say the modulus operator. We will see, okay, what happened. So I have wished to perform 5 operation: Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, and Z5. So that is how to declare the 5 output variables. Okay. What is that next steps? After declaring the variables, you have to need to give instruction to user, because program is written by somebody else and you are the user. Then how will you identify what should I add? So you have to give the instruction to the users. So for that instruction, you have to use the cout command, and then endl means in the next line. Then input x and y, value of x and y. Okay, and let us say we will get x equal to 2 and y equal to 3. 8. Perform all operations. What are the operation? Z1 equal to x plus y, Z2 equal to x minus y, Z3 equal to x into y, Z4 equal to y by x, and z5, y by x or x by y? What I have written? I have written x by y. And z5 is equal to x modulo y. Let us see what happens. It all are semicolon, ended by the semicolon. And then ninth is display output. Use the cout command and end of program. By this 11 compile by using Alter F9 and run using Control F9. And 13 supply necessary inputs. 14 you will get output 25. Okay. So what is the first step? So 5 arithmetic operators are there. First step is that you have to first load the basic header files. Okay. Second, that you have to start the main function. Then you have to beginning of the program, because I wish to clear the screen. The command name is the clrscr. You have to declare the variables, but there are 3 types of constant: numeric, string, and character. String constant is always used with the cout command, and it is enclosed into the double quotation marks. Character constant is enclosed into the single quotation mark, and the keyword associated with the character is char. In numeric, constant is divided into the 2 part: integer constant and floating point constant. Integer means it takes whole numbers, and the keyword associated with that is int. And the floating point number, it is a fractional value in combination of the e. So that is nothing but the floating point number is declared by the keyword float. In our setup, we will consider all as integer. So integer xy, integer z1, z2, z3, z4, z5. Now we have to supply the information to the users. Please enter the values of x and y to any values of this, or because we have declared them as integer, so we have to say that please enter the any 2 integer values. You supply these, let us say x equal to 2 and y equal to 3. Perform all possible operations and then display the output. That means you have to write the command associated with the displaying the output. Okay. And then after the closing of this get ch and closing of the curly bracket, you have to just compile the program. If there is error, you have to rectify. If there is no error, then you have to run. And when you run, it is directly give the state message on your monitor screen. What is the message? This message you will display. Please enter into integer values. Once you supply, it will perform all the things and giving the output. So let us write the program so that you can have the idea. Filter F, new. Okay. We will open the new file. So we will make the first comment. Usage of arithmetic operators. I will just save it. F2 arithmetic operators. .cpp. What is my first step? Now you have to respond. What is the first step?
Header file.
Yes, so
Header
we have
file.
to include necessary header files. So which header file? iostream.h. Why iostream? Because I wish to use the command cin and cout. And cin and cout command are the part of the iostream
Input output statement.
input output stream header file. Another, because I wish to use the clear screen command, that is clrscr, and get ch command, which are the part of
Conio.h.
conio.h. Very good. Okay, then I will start the main function, enter, and then as I told you that if alignment is good, we are very happy. So I have to just press the tab. Now, what is the my next task? CLR SCR. I told you
Clear
that
screen.
first we have to clear the screen. Second, declaration of a variable. I'm declaring integer. I'm using capital letters all. X and Y as integer. Then I wish to display the output. You see that in int and x there is a space. If you are writing this, it will become the green. That means something is wrong. So keywords and are, you can see the different color combination. Integers z1, comma z2. You do not require to write integer z1, integer z2, integer z5. Likewise, you can use the comma operator. You have to just declare int first, and then you have to write all variables followed by the comma. It is understanding that z1, z2, z3, z5 is nothing but all are integer type. Now, what is my next task? This is declaration is done by the programmer, but now what users? The users, I have to supply the information to the users. So I am saying to the users, please enter any two integer values. Okay. Now, once you give them this message, it display on your monitor screen. So what happens? User will supply two integer value. So to supply that integer value, user will type 2 and 3. Okay. But how the computer will understand? So for a C++, you have to use the cin command. You can see that in a cout, there is a left angular braces are used. In a cin, there is a right angular brace. So that is the difference. Cin what? X. And another variables is enter by cin x, y. It is called right shift and left shift. If I wish to write separately, I can also write in this way. But if I don't want to write many more statements, what happens? I will use in this way. Both are valid. Okay. Then once these enter, informations are entered, then what is that value? तो मैंने आपको पहले से दे दिया थी कि यूजर्स बाहर से देगा. Next.
Perform operation.
Operation, that means z1 equal to x plus y. You have to see that if I have declare capital, then I have to use the capital. Z3 equal to x multiply y. Z4 equal to x division y. And Z5 is equal to x modulo y. Okay. Now, what is next task? I say that we wish to write a command to display the output. Out. I'm writing because I wish to display the same. So it is in the double quote, as I told you. And then out. Z2 equal to anything is written into the double quote, it is printed as same. Now Z2. If I'm writing small letter, then it will display the small. Out Z5. Okay. Once output is over, what is next task? Get ch. And this is the main program. You can see that I have just started the bracket here and I have closed here. So and beginning and ending should be in the same line, and then rest of the command I have written in the same line. Okay. So this is the program. We save it and compile, alter F9. Did you find any errors? Hello? Any errors?
No.
No, sir.
No,
So
sir.
that means the program is correctly written. Then control F9. So I wrote a message for the users. So what is the message? Please enter any two integer value. So I told you that we will give the x equal to 2 space, or you can give the enter. There is no issue. Y equal to 3. What happened? I have made any mistake? Is it output is correct?
No.
So what happened? Output is z is 1 equal to x plus y, but 5 is attached with the y. 2 plus 3 is 5. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. 2 into 3 is 6. And 2 by 3 is answer is, what is the answer?
It is
0.
in fractional, so
0.
here 0.
Fractional, but we have considered integer. The lowest integer is 0. So that
0.
is, it has given the 0. And what is the remainder? Can you divide 3 by 2? No. If you go for the integer division, can you divide 2 divided by 3? The answer is 2.
3.
2. Integer division, no?
Ah.
If I am dividing 6 by 3, then 3 2s are 6. Then 6 minus 6, remainder is 0. But if I am dividing 2 by 3, then 3 ones are 3. So I cannot get the any output. So what is the remainder? Remainder is 2. So because that output is not suitably, so what happen? I will here add one more equal. Then now it will not merge. Two, three. Okay.
Yes.
Anyone? Any questions?
Sir, get ch का function क्या है?
Get ch is mainly to retain the output. If I'm not giving the get ch, what happen? Let us see. I'll just make it the comment. See, it has not shown the output. It has just leave the
Blink
output
there.
window. So to retain in the output, we require this.
और सर ये क्लियर स्क्रीन का क्या यूज होगा?
क्लियर स्क्रीन सपोज हमने नहीं दिया है, लेट अस से आई एम जस्ट रिमूविंग द क्लियर स्क्रीन. So clear screen means if I'm not using the clear screen, what happen? Whatever the previous output is there in the output window, it will remain the same. It will not erase. Now I think you can see the two different outputs. See, earlier output is there. Okay, 2 and 3. If I wish to remove this output, okay, for that I have to require the clear screen. If I am giving the clear screen now, entire screen will be clear. You can get only single output. Okay, it has erased the previous whatever written on the monitor screen. It has erased when you use the clear screen command. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I am making here, you can see that the division x by y is equal to 0. But when you divide 2 by 3, almost you can get the 0.666 answer. But because I
Dot use
have
करना चाहिए
declared
sir.
z4 as an integer, okay, so that is how it is giving the output. Let me change z4 as a float because I know that what is the output z4 in the float, and I will just remove the z4 from here. Okay? Because I know that z4 is a floating point number output. Why it is showing? It should be floating point number. Let me check y by x. Oh yes, I identified the reason. There is a thing is that integer by integer is always answer is integer, though you have declared in the output is declared in the float. If I wish to get this as a float, I can have to make any one of it the float. So let us say I will multiply y with 1 dot. 1 dot means I am making it as a fraction. Okay? Now it will show the output. Okay. So division, in division operator, we have to be very careful. Integer by integer, output is integer. Integer by float, output is a float. Float by integer, output is a float. And float by float, output is a float. Okay. So earlier what happened, I have just written the x by y. I have declared the x as an integer and y as integer. So integer division answer is always integer. So if I need the output in a float, so I have to make either here I have to declare any one of them as a float, or I have to make any one of the variable, either numerator or denominator, as a float. How will you make the float? If I y multiply by 1 dot, it means I am making this as a fractional or it's floating point numbers. And then integer divided by the float, answer is a float. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So any questions, anyone? Am I audible? You can see that. To open the file, just go to the file menu, open, and it is in the CPP. You can see that there is a AO. It is in the folder C drive TC bin. This file is open, whichever you have written. Now alter F9, control F9, 2, 3, and 3 is there. By default, floating point output is in a 6 decimal. You can see that 5 times 6 and then 7. Okay, so by default, output in a 6 decimal. you can change decimal as per your requirement by using the manipulator function. So that we will see later. Any questions so far? Anyone? Yes, anyone? Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So I'll just stop the presentation and the stop recording.